Hey everyone, we're here at DIGI's new headquarters space in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Super excited to show you the space. We actually get an opportunity to talk and walk the space with DIGI CEO Ron Konecny. Really excited to show you what their space looks like and who DIGI is. So Ron, thanks for letting us be here today.
Absolutely, welcome.
Thank you. Just want to ask a little bit about the company and your role here.
Fantastic. DIGI International has been around since 1985. We went public in 1989. We're Minnesota's largest IoT company. We're one of the top 50 public companies in the state. I joined the company about 5 years ago, December of 2014.
So what does DIGI do?
So DIGI's really at the intersection of this mega trend of the Internet of Things. We specialize in particular with business and mission critical applications, so we're mainly dealing with heavy commercial, industrial applications, a lot of public sector applications.
You guys obviously decided to move from your old location. Tell us a little bit about why you moved and why you decided to move where you're at now.
So our old location was in the Opus Business Center, which was created back in the 80s. And the building we're in was originally a manufacturing building. And it had a configuration that wasn't ideal for the modern technology company. A lot of offices, a lot of hallways, a lot of dead space. So we established a move committee of existing employees, got a lot of help from outside vendors as well. And we looked at what are the attributes that we want in a new location. And we were 50-50 whether to go downtown Minneapolis or stay in the suburbs. And for us, it was really important to retain our team. Moving downtown would have been more disruptive for us, so we decided to stay in the suburbs. We picked the spot.
Who was involved with that? Marketing, HR? How did you select that team?
Yeah, it was a good question. It was a cross-functional team. We had finance, HR, we had Laura Lee, our executive assistant, we had technology, we had marketing, we had customer service. Super important that we got a lot of people's input because, for example, the engineering folks needed lab space. Lab space, super important for them to get their job done. We wanted to make sure we had a facility that could support easy access to the lab. And as you can see later, the lab space actually is pretty prominent here. We want people to know what we're doing. Kind of like an open kitchen in a restaurant, ours is an open lab. But I think being a part of a decision like that creates more ownership versus, if I tell you what to do, you'll do it. If you want to do it, you'll do it a lot better. And so there's a lot of the themes of DIGI we wanted to incorporate into this facility. Some of it is obvious in that green is our primary color of our logo, so you see green featured prominently. We're involved in a lot of electronics and communications, so you see copper, which is very prominent in printed circuit boards and other types of IoT type equipment, so you see those colors featured prominently. We wanted it to be very transparent, this idea of openness and trust and involvement, so all of the offices have glass, but there's no shrouding on that glass. It's transparent. We had all the offices on the inside to let everybody enjoy the light coming in. We intentionally designed the individual spaces to be a little bit more modest and really emphasize the collaborative spaces. We want people out of their seats, bouncing into each other, informal conversations that can create tremendous value and a lot of connectedness with each other and with the company.
What I've seen so far at the space is I really like the brand awareness, the green colors, the copper colors, the transparency, how the light's coming through the space. All the workstations are on the glass line level, where the offices are in the interior. A lot of great breakout spaces, for people to collaborate, whiteboards. So far the space is great to see.
Eddie, innovation is at the core of DIGI. We have this tagline of, we don't innovate, someone else will happy to do it for us. So this innovation wall really emphasizes our commitment to innovation. Every one of these lines has a patent number. We have over 150 patents. We actually have a program for employees to get rewarded for filing and having patents issued.
Ron, when you guys were looking at this new space, did you put any thought behind what you wanted the space to do and feel for customers entering the space?
A really good question, absolutely. We wanted, of course, for us, we spend more time here than we do anything else, and so we want to make sure we have a space that we're proud of, but also as we bring in our prospects and customers, we want them to get a really good feel for who DIGI is. DIGI is a company that's great products, but even better people.
So excited to see the downstairs. I've heard a lot of awesome things about it. I actually got a little sneak peek as well. So maybe talk a little bit about what inspired downstairs and what it means for the companies and the employees.
Yeah, you know, you've seen this, I'm sure, a lot. If you have employees on multiple floors, and sometimes even on one floor, if there's an obstacle for employees to get together, they won't. And so it's super important for us that 6th floor and 7th floor collaborated in addition to inter-floor collaboration. So we had an opportunity to punch a hole through these floors and really emphasize that connectedness, that collaboration, and don't let a floor get in the way of getting together.
These are the amenities you see in Class A office buildings now as common area space. So to have that in your own space is pretty original, and it's awesome because you can control the environment.
Yeah. So Eddie, two of the things that are nice little features of the office, one is we of course have this fireplace, so you can change the colors. So when the Vikings are playing, we're going purple. We also have signage on the outside of the building, and using our own IoT technology, you can remotely control that as well. So look forward to the holidays here where we get red and white for Christmas, and it's a nice attention getter on 169 to both build the brand of DIGI, but also have some fun using our own technology. So this is really a nice feature for us. We're, again, innovators at heart. So the idea of a kind of garage innovation and from a configuration, if you're hosting an event here and maybe you don't want to disturb others, you can close these garage doors, have a great event, and not disturb others around you.
Talk a little bit about hashtag #OneDigi.
Yeah, thanks, Ed. That's a real important part. You know, as we grow in size, we've grown both organically and through acquisitions. We're located across a number of different geographies. We have 2 different business units, and we of course have shared services. Super important that we maintain that common thread that we are one company. As a part of hashtag #OneDigi, to put our money where our mouth is, every single employee is an owner. Every employee has either 100 RSUs or 200 stock options, and we want you to think like an owner. This is your company, not someone else's. So I think one of the most interesting pieces for me is we have these IoT connected beer taps. So we offer beer to our employees and actually there's a wine fridge as well, but they're locked via IoT connections until 4 to 6. And the aspiration we have is, hey, don't have happy hour necessarily outside the building, have it here. Whether it's with a colleague, whether it's with a vendor, whether it's with a customer, or even your family, come here and enjoy all the time you spend here. And so we have an IoT connected beer tap that opens from 4 to 6 every day. Of course, there's a CEO override button.
Well, thanks, Ron,
Absolutely.
for showing us around today,
Absolutely.
giving us your time. We really appreciate it. Excited to show off the space and see how this turns out.
Yeah, thanks,
Appreciate
Eddie.
it. Yeah, thanks.